Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Andrew, and today I'm going to be reviewing Terence Hughes' Unicorn. If you've seen my video before where I reviewed the first fragrance that I ever was able to receive of his, not that he sent it to me, I ordered it myself and I absolutely fell in love. But this man, if you've heard me before, has been my biggest inspiration to even start doing fragrance reviews. I'm not a perfumer myself, but I have a huge passion, and I have for the largest portion of my life, for fragrances and perfumery as a whole. I love sharing it. I love making memories with fragrances and just exploring different notes and profiles, and to do one fragrance at a time instead of being a top 10 channel was something that was big for me when I very first started out, and giving my sincerest, honest thoughts and like unsponsored opinions. And I got all that from just watching him and being inspired and want to just be another person following in those footsteps. So when I got a hold of this, I absolutely lost my mind and was super excited. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the website marketing real fast before we fully dive in and explain a little bit more. But it says, Unicorn Oud took 5 years to create due to Aaron's exacting specifications. Unicorn is great for special occasions and creates a distinguished and luxurious feeling. Unicorn is perfect layered over Unicorn Elixir. I don't have that. It's a little bit out of my price range at this point for what I'm trying to do. But this one, I do know for the, this is a 10 mil, I believe, off of Max Aroma. Again, here in America, not the easiest thing to do to get a hold of his fragrances. But I think this was about $85, $90. So it's a little upper price point, which you will expect for a shipping cost from a smaller house, as well as you're going to have to expect that out of the quality of materials if they are chosen very with care. I'll put it like that. Again, I do just one take reviews here, like one take videos, and I don't really do a lot of editing just to keep it as raw and sincere. So if you're looking for like a lot of exuberance, you're not going to get that here. You're just going to get it me as it is. So the top notes, bergamot, blended for the house of ATH. In the middle notes, raspberry, saffron, incense, and amber. And then at the base, 8% unicorn oud, white musk, patchouli CO2, cinnamon bark CO2, clove CO2, frankincense CO2, vanilla absolute, and tonka absolute. So there's specifications at the bottom I'm not going to get into. You can go check out the website yourself about the particular oud for this that was chosen compared to other ones he uses. But I enjoy the packaging. It's very fun. For me personally, when I thought about unicorn in my mind, I go to like kind of confetti cake, bright colorfuls, rainbowish kind of colors. I like the fact that instead it's more dark, unique. You got the gold label, the gold plaque here on the little bottle, and I absolutely just get a kick out of this. And for me personally, I will say I have this rule of 3 before I actually do these reviews. Sometimes we title things first impressions because of the sake of, it's clickbait, but you have to be able to bring people in for the sake of the algorithm. But with that being said, I try things out 3 different occasions or more, so at least 3 before I give my thoughts and opinions, so I can tell you the real performance quality, the real overall value, projection, longevity. Is it worth whatever you're going to pay for it? Especially something like this, because regardless of ingredients and shipping and stuff, when you're going to order a full-size bottle, like a 50 or 100 ml, when they're in stock of his stuff like this, you're going to pay quite a good amount of a price in the like mid-hundreds and stuff. So, but I will say, not because I love this person as an inspiration or what have you, but sincerely, I have not yet found a piece of his work that I do not love from what I've been able to sample. Like, he really does take true care. From everything I've heard him say for a long time of his work, finally getting to smell it has been a sensory experience. So I know I sound like I'm really gussying this up even more than other things that I do. So it seems like I'm coming across very biased, and to some extent, we all do that. But in all sincerity, the atomizer, obviously this isn't a full bottle, but oh, whoopsie, whoops. Okay, that's going to stick with me for a very long time, but it is powerful. It is robust. It is filling up the entire room and immediately distinct for oud fragrances, because I have Silver Oud from Amouage, I have Hayat by Xerjoff, and a lot of other different oud blended fragrances to varying degrees, and not all of them excite me. Not all of them feel like they kind of deter me a little bit due to the way it's done and the type of oud, perhaps the filtration process. But the thing that I've noticed from this, and in everyone at my job that I work around fragrances and in general candle making supplies and so much more, like, at my job there's a lot of different types of people all over the spectrum of tastes. The fragrances, we're surrounded by hundreds every day at my work. There's things that people love, they hate, we're all over the board. And this one, when I brought this in, tried it on myself, wore it around, this is the first time an oud scented fragrance everybody around me enjoyed. They loved it because of the blending with the spice notes, the frankincense, and the overall composition with the saffron, the raspberry, with that oud. It's the moment you spray it smooth. It maintains that sort of animalic quality, but he blended it perfectly. And again, I'm not saying that I have some bias sense. In all sincerity, it blew my mind the moment I was nervous, and the moment I smelled it, this was like the first time I was like, this is going to be in my top 10. And to be completely honest with you, The performance is exactly what you would expect from him if you've ever watched his stuff. The longevity, exactly what you, this is an extracted parfum, exactly what you would expect from him and his quality and his blending. But it really did blow my mind to take me on a journey to be able to smell the blending and yet also be able to identify there is depth to it. So he always talks about blending being where you can't fully, if it's blended well, you're not going to fully pick apart all the little bits and pieces, and it just goes through these phases. But this was so perfect the way the oud lies in there, and it actually makes you be able to enjoy it for what it is. So I'm not saying that because it's just him. It sincerely, to me personally, after having experienced a lot of different fragrances, and if you watch my streams, there is just a beauty to this where everything comes together and it does actually feel finished, and I love it. So I know, accuse me of being biased, accuse me of just whatever, but he did not send me this. I've yet to be able to ever speak with him, hopefully one day. But if you do see this, Aaron, I love what you've done here. Unicorn, this is actually now in my top 5. This is my 3rd favorite fragrance of all time after having initial exposure. It has as well become a favorite of some people that I work with who despise oud and fragrances. You blended this so well. They're insane. They want their own bottles, and they've ordered their own bottles of this. So I will say completely, this is another 10 out of 10 for me personally from his line. I know, say that how you feel, take it how you want. But again, I'm just being completely honest. The performance is fantastic. The way it just holds and changes and has in and outs throughout the entire day sticks to you like super glue, even on my skin, which I have dermatitis problems out the wazoo, and nothing hardly ever sticks to me unless it's blended a certain way or has certain materials. But this is just fantastic. It's beautiful. It's approachable for anyone, even people who may not normally like these types of ingredients. He just did such a perfect job. So I know I'm all over the place with this, but I just can't help myself. It excites me. It makes me re-inspired deeply with perfumery when I've started to kind of get a little bit jaded for a while after I started experiencing the dupes and stuff like that. But I absolutely love this. Unicorn by Aaron Terence Hughes, 10 out of 10. Obviously, the price is not necessarily approachable for everyone, although if you do get yourself like a $90 for a 10 mil, you're going to have this last quite a while because you don't need hardly anything. 2 sprays, and then on the pulse points if you would like. And you don't have to wear it every day, but you would want to. That's one thing I can say is the hardest part is not when to burn through this. I've already got multiple bottles coming on the way right now just to be able to have some stocked up. But I absolutely love this. So again, Aaron Terence Hughes' Unicorn. I'm gonna quit rambling now, but 10 out of 10. I love this so very much. Number 3 in my top 5 favorites of all time at this point, sincerely, not just because of bias. So thank you, Aaron, for what you do for the care, for what you do for the fragrance community, regardless of, everybody's different varying opinions. I appreciate you. You inspired me. You're the reason I'm doing this today. And so I sincerely mean that. It's just being honest with your work. You really do show your care in what you do, and I can't wait to get the chance to smell more. So hopefully one day I get to tell you directly, but even in this way, I appreciate you. Thank you everyone else who has watched. I'm Andrew Douglas Moon. I absolutely love fragrances, and hopefully if you're here, you do too. I promise to always give you my sincerest and honest thoughts and opinions, even if we disagree. You're all welcome here, as long as you're being respectful to me and to one another. I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you next time. Aaron Terence Hughes' Unicorn, absolutely 10 out of 10 for me, and hopefully you guys get your chance to smell some of his work one day. Aaron, so much love to you. For me, my whole family, like my wife, very much appreciates everything that you've done, loves this very dearly. The first oud fragrance she's ever liked. So, and she loves this, and she can't get enough of it off of me, and even wanted to wear some of it herself. So you did an incredible job. And again, sorry for all this gussy talk, but I love you and I appreciate you, and I'll see you later.